Hey, insight number 5. We're going to finish off in section 66, which is the last one for this week. And we're just going to focus on verse 5, I think. No, verse 4. Got it wrong. Verse 4. But this is directed at a man called William E. McClellan. Don't you love that? I love that last name, McClellan. It's very much my heritage kind of name. Funny that, eh? White blonde hair, couldn't tell? Right. Okay, so there's interesting stories around him, and I don't have the space or time to tell you all of them. So if you want to go research some more, do that. Look in Saints, look at Revelations in Context. You can look up William McClellan on Wikipedia if you want to. There's a lot of good resources out there. The Come Follow Me manual has some things in there that you'd really enjoy as well. But basically, we're going to look at one of the things that he did was he wanted to know if Joseph Smith really was a prophet. So before he went and asked for this revelation, he went to the Lord in prayer. And we just talked about prayer in the last one. So if you want to know more about prayer, go look at that one. He wanted to know if Joseph Smith was a prophet, as I said. So he went to the Lord with 5 questions. Now, we don't know what those 5 questions are. We have the answers to them. We don't know what the questions were. So feel free to play Jeopardy in your family if you want to, because that could be a fun activity. Try and figure that out. But he went to the Lord. I don't know that he actually wrote down the questions, but he had them in his head. He knew what they were. They were important to him. They were things, obviously, that were weighing on his mind that he really wanted answered. And then went to Joseph Smith and said, please give me a revelation. Didn't say anything about these 5 questions, and then got answers for all of them, which was his conversion story. Unfortunately, again, those kind of conversion stories don't really stick and aren't that long lasting, but he did keep his testimony of the Book of Mormon. Just got disillusioned, disenchanted. That's a good way to put it too, because there's an enchantment to things that happen like this, and then over time you lose that enchantment and you become disenchanted and sort of get the harsh realities, and it doesn't always go down so well. Still a good man, but yeah, go read about him. But basically says some different things. Yeah, just read it. That'll be good. But anyway, we're going to look at verse 4. It says, and now verily I the Lord will show unto you what I will concerning you, or what is my will concerning you. So this is the answer after this to his 5 questions. Some very interesting things there. Patience and affliction, as I like. Ask them to be patient in affliction, which didn't actually listen to. He probably thought he was being patient, as we often do. I know I'm guilty of that. I'm like, but I am being patient, in a very non-patient voice. I know, right? So the point here is the Lord will show you day by day the best way. That's what he's saying here in verse 4. Oh, sorry, I got cat hair all over me. I'm itchy. All right, sorry, right. Don't want to do that to you. The Lord will show you concerning you what is my will concerning you, but day by day. So it's not always like, here's the entire plan, go and do it, and you've got the same roadmap that the Lord's working off. No, he will give you maybe the journey for the day, or for the hour, or for even the minute. He's got the bigger plan, and one of those really cool, like, Harry Potter maps where you open it up and it all comes to life, right? And we've got the regular old, we drew a map on a bit of paper kind of thing. So, very different maps, but they'll have the same thing, and he'll give you that little bit of your journey day by day. He will show you, though, what is the best way. Whether you take it or not, that's up to you. And it might not look like the best way, because you might see the path well trod and think, gosh, that looks pretty easy. And that's where you might go. And the Lord's telling you to go through the jungle over to the left, and you're like, yeah, I don't think so, eh? And yet actually the jungle is the best path for you, for whatever reason, because you, again, see myopically, you see short-sightedly, you see what's right in front of you. The Lord, however, sees the bigger picture. Remember, he's got the large, full-scale, whole plan map. All right. So, forgive. Be the Lord's agent on his errand, a heart and a willing mind, and pray wholeheartedly. So this is how you do it. This is how the Lord will show you the best way. This is wrapping up all what we've talked about this week. Forgive. Be the Lord's agent on his errand with a heart and a willing mind. Pray wholeheartedly. Then And only then, really, will you get the clearest vision, and you'll be shown and see ever more clearly the best way, the best path for our journey. So you can see it without doing those things, but it's not going to be that clear, and it will be confusing. This takes away a lot of the confusion if you do these things. So forgive, be the Lord's agent on his errand with a heart and a willing mind. Pray wholeheartedly, and then you can see clearer day by day. And as I talked about in the last one, the whole Lord's Prayer thing wraps up into it, where in Matthew 11 it says, give us our daily bread. And then in Luke, whatever it is, maybe 10. No, I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that at all. Day by day, give us bread. So basically, the Lord will provide. And that is also spoken in the Old Hebrew as Jehovah Jireh. And actually, that's what I want to call my new house. The Lord provides. But I haven't got there yet. Patience, and this is what I'm saying. The pathway pathway forward will be clearer. Doesn't mean that it's faster, because it happens in the Lord's time, which we talked about as well. The quote from this one that I really liked, it's a Brad Wilcox quote. Brad Wilcox quote, who's currently on our Young Men's General Presidency. A really awesome man, very accomplished author. Probably most of you have heard of him or know of his work. But anyway, he said, and this is always a good reminder, and I've had this one up a lot, and I've probably said it before, but God did not remove the Red Sea, he opened it. You ever thought about it like that? He didn't remove the Red Sea. He didn't just be like, oh, okay, you guys need to cross here on dry land. Poof, Red Sea gone, off you go. No, he opened it. He made a way. He provided the pathway through the Red Sea. It goes on to say, he will help us find a way through our problems as well. So he's not going to remove the problem. Sometimes, yeah, but generally, no. But he will help you navigate a pathway through that issue. And to be able to do that clearly so that you can see and have greater understanding of the whole process, it really is about forgiving and healing. That's the first one. So that you're not having that spirit of contention, that you're more open to having that willing mind. The willing mind is so important in this process. You've got to have your heart in it. Be the Lord's agent and be on his errand, and pray wholeheartedly for whatever comes up, and that will definitely help. So I hope this week that's really sort of helped you get a feel of how that works, because that's what works for me. It's really worked for me. Again, I could talk more and more and more about the process of repentance and healing and praying and journeying. The subject's very passionate to me, and this week kind of all just fell into place around those topics. But just go do it, right? Any of those things, if any of those things speak to you, if anything that I've said sparked something in you, please act on it. Because I want your lives to be better too, and that's why I do this. I'm grateful that you listen, thankful that you've joined me this week, and I will see you next week. We're about to head into our state conference, so I'm sure I'm going to have some interesting things next week for you. All right, see you guys.